I want to talk about Citizen Sleeper, which is a game that I have not finished yet, so I can't comment on that, but I must be halfway through it or something like that. And it's a good game generally, but I have quite a few problems with it. The first impression that I had when playing that was that the music and the art was really good. And I still have that impression. Um, but it really grabs you, I think, at the beginning to just the quality of those things. It's an important aspect. Oh, interesting. We got some multi a multicolored brush here. Oh, nice. How pleasant. It's really cool. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the painting, but it's hard to get a multicolored brush. Anyway, um, even though I liked the aesthetics of Citizen Sleeper, I did not like the writing, and that is, I think, the one thing that a narrative game has to really get right, because it's a narrative game, so you generally want the writing to be good, and to my taste, at least, I did not enjoy it, which is unfortunate, right? Um, I'm fumbling that. Anyway, my first problem with the writing is that it's too wordy. The chunks of text are just too big. You get this huge paragraphs at a time, and I just personally don't like that. So it is just too long, and it is also kind of impenetrable a little bit. Like it's not. Maybe that's a harsh word, but it's not. It's definitely not easy to get the writing, and there's also the problem of the story and the characters. Like I still don't know what's going on, and I don't like I remember who some of the characters are, but I don't remember their personalities or their goals, what they're about. I don't know. It was just maybe it's the jumping around of all the characters. Maybe it's something else. But to me, that was quite tough. And then beyond that, there's the interface. And I also don't like the interface. I think it mostly works. But of course, that's not all you want from your game interface. Um, I think there are too few tooltips. It's hard to know what does what. and what the like sure, what the consequences of your action will be is supposed to be hidden because there's an upgrade that will tell you that. But even with that upgrade, it can be hard to know. And also, the tutorial tells you what can happen from the consequences of actions, but then you can't access that information anymore any other way that I am aware of. So you kind of need to memorize the tutorial information or just never know that information ever again. And that feels quite wrong to me. Um, so, for example, there are two bars for your character representing energy and condition. And I still I'm still not sure which one is energy and which one is condition, because if you mouse over them, they won't say, oh, this is condition, this is energy. You just have to memorize it and know forever. And I'm still not sure thematically what is the difference. Like, and there are two bars, so mechanically they work pretty much the same. They just have two different names. I don't know. It's very strange. And I'm gonna try painting here and see what happens. I don't know what happened. Thing happened. Colors changed in the page. Um, Still on the UI, there are too many active quests, and switching between them is a bit of a pain. And even if we switch between them, they will just highlight um, different things in the map. And it's like, I'm sure there's a better way to do that same thing that you're trying to do. The clocks are a good design, I think. I'm not aware of a digital game that did RPG style, tabletop RPG style clocks before um, Citizen Sleeper. Of course, there might be, but I think they did it pretty well, regardless. Um, and it's no wonder that some games are taking inspiration from it, even though it has taken a while. But one problem that I have with the clock system is that there are too many options for doing stuff. Which sounds like a bad complaint because people generally say, "Oh, having lots of options is always good." But I often get a bit lost on what to do next, just because there are so many places where you can input your dice. There are so many clocks that you can advance, and you don't know what's going to happen at the end. Like, okay, you're going to get some story bit, but you don't know what the mechanical consequences of getting to the end of this clock over that one is going to be. So maybe that's just my strategy gamer mind thinking, oh, like, how are you supposed to choose between these different clocks when you don't know what the ultimate reward is going to be? That's like a blind decision. And I guess for a narrative game, you're generally making narrative decisions, but it is a quite mechanical game, and I'd like more information. Um, but yeah, Citizen Sleeper, interesting game. Have lots of problems with it. And this was my watercolor for today, and my ramble about what I like and mostly what I dislike about Citizen Sleeper. All right, see you next time. Nice Zoom.